Sorry about this. Right, I'll start again. I might see if I can. Oh no, it's hard. I'm trying to. I'd like to talk to you, but halfway through the video, I can't swing the camera around, so I have to start. I want to talk to the people that are going through difficult stages in their lives and feeling a little bit lost. This time of the year seems to bring out a lot of emotions. I want to talk about a few things, and let's start with these guys. Now, this is a completely clear quartz. This has not been polished. You can see the clarity. Forget the little bit of damage there at the top that would have happened when it was removed. This clear quartz has grown in an absolute ideal environment. You'll notice it's consistent in shape, the sizes are nice, the transparency is nice, the size is great. This is something that has grown in the best of the best conditions to develop good quality crystals, clarity, what by all measures what we would consider an attractive clear quartz crystal. Yeah, same with this one. Okay, you can see the clarity. You can see it's grown up very straight. It's got a few iron inclusions, so maybe there's had a little bit more going on with this one. It's still very clear. It's still, if you had to design a crystal shape, this is still very, very good. This is, again, this has been grown in ideal conditions. This is something that's been lucky enough to have everything going for it. Then you can come down to, this is actually a smoky. You can still see the clarity. Actually, this is even better. This is a DT. DT being double terminated. You can see the clarity. So these crystals that I'm showing you have grown in the best of the best. They've had the right nutrients, they've had the right temperature, they've had the right pressure, they've been left alone. They've had the chance to grow and develop into, if you had to look at it, you'd go, well, that's a perfect crystal shape. That's a beautiful size, beautiful clarity. It's just ideal. Then you come to this. This is a dragon's tooth. You'll notice it isn't square. It hasn't grown straight. It has good clarity. If I was to polish that, you can see through there. It's had a twin broken off there. You can see the fact that it hasn't grown consistent. It's coming to a point. So that means the conditions have changed. It has inclusions. It's had things that have affected it. It's had a good life, but it's looking like it's had a rough life. When you compare this to this has been left alone and had a chance to grow. This has been in an environment that has tested it. It stood strong, stood firm, but it's been tested. But still beautiful. You'll notice it has its own stand. I prize that piece very, very highly. And then you come to this. Have a look at this. Now, there's pyrite, and there's clear quartz, and there's calcite. There's speclerite, which is a type of pyrite. A lot of these, do you see how it's all grown in different angles? Some are clear, some are smoky, some have grown intertwined, some have been snapped, some of them have developed. There'll be DTs in there. You can see some of them are perfect. This has grown up in a world of turmoil, strife, change. It hasn't had the perfect life. Some of these crystals, some of these points haven't grown as thick as the others. Some of these little ones here haven't had the same nutrients or the same opportunity. Some of them have been broken off. Some of them have been covered. Some of them have been lost. Some of them have been buried. This has grown up in the complete opposite to the other one. But I want you to have a look. Do you see even the growth, the ones that are growing over and starting to cover it under UV light, glow pink, looking like snow. Yeah. Now, if I was to describe to you the life that this had and the description, you would think that this would be an ugly crystal, that this piece here would be far superior and, yeah, a nicer piece. But you tell me, what do you find more interesting? What do you want to know more about? Do you want to know how this one grew? Or do you want to know what's inside that? What that's gone through? Why is that calcite there? Why is that hematite growing over there? Why would these crystals grow in a certain direction? Why would that one suddenly be thicker than all the rest? Why aren't they all growing in the same angle? Why has it got calcite? Why has that got clear quartz growing over it? These are smokies, by the way. Why are there little ones? Why are there DTs? What's it like? What host rock was it growing in? Not everyone grows up perfect. Not everyone has that perfect environment. There are a few people, beautiful people, who've managed to live a great life, and it's not their fault, and I'm not shaming them, and I'm not saying, oh, yeah, you've led an easy life. What I'm saying to you is we don't get to decide. This crystal didn't decide where it was going to grow. It grew there. It had to make the best of what was available to it. Same as this one. It didn't decide where it was going to grow. It grew where it was. Same as the dragon's tooth. But for all those people out there and the feeling that maybe this is what they're meant to be, and that because they're not perfect and clear and they stand next to someone and they feel inferior or broken or not quite right, please understand, this is beautiful. This is fascinating and beautiful. I could spend hours looking at this piece. Now, if you were growing up inside this piece and you didn't know any better, you might feel that you were lost and tangled and all the rest of it, yeah? But sometimes what happens is we lose sight of our own beauty. We lose sight. I can stand here on the outside and go, look, that's stunning. That's a lovely piece. This piece is worth $300. I sell a piece like that for about $12, $12, $15, whatever, yeah. It's not important. Just because you don't look like that doesn't mean to say you don't have value. Sometimes the problem is you're too close and you don't see the value. Sometimes you only see the true beauty of something when someone helps and shines a light on it. And there's beauty there. There's always beauty. Sometimes it just gets lost. So for anyone at this time of the year feeling a little bit lost and unworthy and whatever, please understand, whether you grew up perfect, having a rough life, or living in hell, you deserve love, you deserve happiness, and you do have beauty and you do have value. You may not see it, but that's because you're too lost. You're too caught up in this dark little voids, these little areas where you can't see out and you feel trapped. It's only when you can escape that and look back that you can see the beauty and value of you. Yeah. Sometimes listen to the people next to you who say that you are beautiful and you are valued. The sad thing is a lot of people who are going through this sort of thing think that they're saying that because they're being polite, or they're being, they don't really mean it. Everyone has beauty, everyone has value. Sometimes it's just hard to find it. Sometimes it's hard to appreciate it. Not all of us grew up in a perfect world. If you're trying to compare this to this, then where do you start? This and this grew in totally different environments. This is no better. It's no worse. It's just different. Yeah. By some standards, this is considered beautiful. But by my standards, this is beautiful. I hope you have a safe and beautiful Christmas, and look after yourself.